Welcome back to WWE 2K22 MyRise with X-23. Today we start with Corey Klein, who is someone who could do with our help.
Nia Jax and Tamina have been hanging around the PC recently, and I guess they upset Fanny with some not-so-constructive criticism of her skills. Anyway, I think she'd appreciate some help standing up to them.
So Fanny Fan needs our help, and we are going to oblige. We are going to help Fanny Fan take on Nia Jax and Tamina. And Laura Kinney started the ring straight away on Nia Jax. So Woody fought Tamina one-on-one. Nia Jax, though, is a completely different prospect. As you can see, she did push us away there. Nice DDT by Laura Kinney. An early pin as well. Just trying to prove a point to Nia Jax, but she does kick out after only one. Nia Jax is not someone that I'm confident, or even Laura's confident about going against, because Nia Jax is a very powerful wrestler. She has a lot of experience. Laura Kinney doesn't. Even Fanny Fan doesn't. And we haven't really, other than fighting Fanny Fan once, we haven't really seen Fanny Fan's moves, really. How much can she offer in this match? That's the big question. We're going to find out, I think, here. Nice double team by Fanny Fan and Laura Kinney. And yes, I'm enjoying saying Fanny Fan in a match. Nice double team on Nia Jax here. Can they take her down? Nice kicks. And Nia Jax is down. And Fanny Fan going to work on the back of Nia Jax now. Let's hopefully see if Fanny Fan does have what it takes to be in the WWE. Taking a page out of Laura Kinney's book there. Using a move we've seen her use. Fanny Fan to the top rope and straight on top of Nia Jax. What a move. Fanny Fan is not afraid to put her body through the ringer first, just to make sure she wins the match. She is going to town at the minute on Nia Jax, and Nia Jax doesn't seem to have much of an answer. And again, going for the pin this time. 1, it's 2, and Nia Jax, strong kick out there. I don't even know if Tamina made it in. Laura Kinney came in just to make sure Tamina didn't interrupt the count, but I'm not sure if she actually made it into the ring or not. But so far, Fanny Fan has been a complete surprise in terms of how good she is. I went for the double team there, though, and Nia Jax did manage to get out of it. And now she slams Fanny Fan down, and this is where the strength is going to tell from Nia Jax. Fanny Fan could be in trouble here. Fighting back valiantly. Nia Jax, though, again, very quick to take over the momentum and is back on it as she drags Fanny Fan to her own corner. I think Tamina's ready to come into the ring. She is indeed. Fanny Fan could be in a bit of trouble here. Two powerful wrestlers against her. Up she goes. And that is a very, very bad landing by Fanny Fan. Tamina now going to work on the head. Trying to do as much damage as possible to this young, inexperienced wrestler that's in the ring currently. Fanny Fan, this is a baptism by fire for her. Pinned by Tamina. It's 1. And Fanny Fan, strong kick out there to prove she hasn't had enough. At least she's showing heart. And that's the important thing. I think someone like Fanny Fan needs to show that she's got the resiliency to last in these kind of matches. Tamina missing from the top rope now. And Fanny Fan seems to have her in her sights. What can Fanny Fan do here? She needs to do something. And it's a lovely DDT there by Fanny Fan. A signature move. I would be able to tell you the name, but I don't know what it's called. But she couldn't quite get past Tamina to go to the top rope. I think that's what she was looking for there. Taking Tamina down again. I think we're going to see it. I think this is Fanny Fan's finisher. Let's see what she's got for us. Wow. And what a move off the top rope by Fanny Fan. She's gone for the pin. It's 1. It's near. I think that may have even been 3. If Nia Jax hadn't interrupted, that could have been 3. Laura Kinney a little bit slow to stop Nia Jax there. Although, to be fair, if Nia Jax builds up some momentum, it would be very difficult to stop her. But Tamina looking in trouble here in the ring. Fanny Fan putting her into her own corner. This is another double team by the two girls. It is indeed. What are we going to see here from these two? On Tamina. Nice double drop kicks from the both of them. And Laura Kinney going for the quick pin. Is Nia Jax coming in? She is indeed. Fanny Fan knocks Nia Jax down the minute she tries to stop the pin. Unfortunately, Tamina did kick out after 2, but Nia Jax was caught badly there by Fanny Fan. And they're still fighting in the ring as Laura Kinney still taking out some punishment on Tamina. She's got her locked into a submission here as well. Is it enough to make her tap out? Unfortunately, it's a rope break, so it's not going to count for anything there. And Nia Jax is in the ring. Bit of a punch, wild punch by Nia Jax. Didn't miss, but Laura Kinney not going to forget about that. focus back on Tamina now. We need to put it down. And out of nowhere, it is the Crescent Scythe on Tamina. And we know what's coming next. She's in the corner. She's ready. Laura Kinney with the Mirage feint. Let's see it. And it hits square on the chin. Is this enough to put Tamina away and defeat Nia Jax? I think Laura Kinney there went to try and knock Nia Jax off the ring apron. Didn't quite work. Nia Jax too quick to stop that there. She's gone for the pin anyway. It's 1. It's 2. It's 3. Nia Jax and Tamina have lost to Laura Kinney and Fanny Fan. And what a result. The fact that Nia Jax didn't come in the ring to help was a bit of a strange one. But the win is a win. They've both pulled it off. The two inexperienced young girls from the Performance Center have pulled off a fantastic win over a veteran tag team, we must say. On social media, though, let's have a look what's going on. There's some old messages there, to be fair. Fanny Fans in her DMs, thanking us for the help. It's always our pleasure to help. And then we also have Corey Klein in her DMs, and she seems to be hinting at something. What is she getting at here? Are we ready for the GMs to come and watch? That's the question. Are we ready? I'm not too sure. But we can't say no to an opportunity, can we now? We might as well try our best and see if we are ready. It's going to be an interesting match, whoever we face. But let's do it. Let's go for it. I think Laura Kinney has proven herself before. Let's prove it herself again and make everyone stand up and take note.
Big news. We just got word that Triple H has decided to hold a PC showcase to scout the talent here.
Who do I need to impress?
The GMs from all 3 brands will be here. And all 3 are bringing a superstar from their brand to give them an extra set of eyes on you.
But they won't just be watching. We've been really impressed with how you've been doing down here. So we couldn't think of anyone better to square off against one of the visiting superstars.
The GMs also want to see your full presentation, so you'll be in your wrestling gear and everything.
Cool. Which superstars will be here?
Shotzi Blackheart will be here from NXT, Lacey Evans from SmackDown, or, if you really want a challenge, Sasha Banks specifically requested to be the representative from Raw.
All you have to do is figure out who you want to face. Keep in mind, if you could pull off a win over a tougher opponent, you would do more to impress the GMs.
Do you even have to ask? You know I'm picking Sasha.
I think everyone was hoping you'd say that.
She's fired up. Be ready.
So our pick was Sasha Banks. And that was an obvious one, really. Couldn't say no to another rematch, could we?
Are you like so pumped? We get to meet William Regal. Do you think he'll sign my action figure?
You have a William Regal action figure with you?
Always. You never know. Do you think they were just in the neighborhood, or is something special going on?
We're having a PC showcase. The GMs are coming to see if any of us are ready to be signed.
What? I stopped listening after they said who was coming. This day just gets better and better. I cannot believe it.
You're starting to hyperventilate again.
I know. It's better I get it out now.
I hope you're not too excited about this showcase.
I'm not excited. I'm just focused on showing everyone what I can do. Again.
So am I. You know everyone's coming to scout me, right? I'm finally healthy, not like when you fluked into your match against Sasha. I'm gonna destroy Fanny and let everyone see who Josie Jane really is.
Good luck with that. At least this time, you won't be able to blame me for your failure.
So here we are. It's Laura Kinney versus Sasha Banks one more time. And Laura Kinney knows this means everything to her. She has to win this to impress the GMs and hopefully get a position on one of the brands. Sasha Banks, meanwhile, still wants revenge for what we did to her on Raw. And we need to prove, obviously, it wasn't a one-off. We've done everything we can to prove that so far, but Who better to actually prove it to than Sasha Banks herself? We know she's fired up. She wants revenge. We know this. We've got to do everything we can to stop her. And so far, Laura Kinney is putting on a display. The GMs up ringside are seeing Laura Kinney at her best as it stands. She's done really well so far. Sasha Banks doesn't seem to have an answer for her. Nice bulldog there, taking Sasha Banks down. Laura Kinney currently, I think, has this in the bag. Unless Sasha Banks can really come back into this, although she moved out of the way of that. And there's a chance for Sasha Banks now to take advantage, take Laura Kinney down. That is a big move. Going for the pin. It's one and a kick out by Laura Kinney. Maybe Laura Kinney there got a little bit over-eager and just kind of thought she was too far ahead. Sasha Banks wasn't going to come back into the match, but that kind of inexperience is shown a little bit by the fact that now Sasha Banks is taking control, and Laura Kinney's in a little bit of trouble here. Submission locked in by Sasha Banks as well. Can Laura Kinney get out? I think she's going to power through. She is indeed. Turns into a pin, but quick kick out there by Sasha Banks. Nice reversal by Laura Kinney, but a shame she put herself in that position. I think that is the inexperience that shows there. She's just still learning. She's still a little bit green, and there are times when she thinks she's ahead, and maybe she should press that advantage rather than trying something a bit too high risk at the wrong time. That will come. The more experience she gains, the better that will be. Back to top rope again. This time she hits, though. Sasha Banks in a little bit of trouble here. Sasha Banks fighting back now, though. Laura Kinney trying to set something up, but not managing it so far. Sasha Banks has Laura Kinney where she wants her, but no, couldn't reverse that before she's going to them for a minute. Nice move by Sasha Banks. GMs are clapping their hands. Sasha Banks showing why she is the boss. Laura Kinney needs to prove that the boss can also lose. That's the problem. And at the minute, Sasha Banks is fighting back. But here's Laura Kinney again now. Bit of momentum on her side. We've seen this before. It's going to be talent attack by Laura Kinney. Yes, we need a new name. Let me know in the comments. Talent attack hits. It's going to be the rage trigger as well on Sasha Banks. And the pin. Can we get a free count? Is it over? It is 1. It is 2. It is... No. Probably about 3/4 of the way to the free count there. But Sasha Banks keeps herself in the match at the last minute there. Laura Kinney thinking she'd won. Thinking she'd got the GMs on side. But no, Sasha Banks knew better. Quick pin here, and it's a rope break, unfortunately, for Laura Kinney. So not anything coming from that. But now she's going to town on the lower legs of Sasha Banks. Take the base away, she can't fight back. And that's kind of the plan at this point. Got to get her back up. No, Sasha Banks reversing that. And coming back up, but Laura Kinney very quick to grab the leg there. What she got planned next. Nice slide and a baseball kick to finish it off. I'm calling it a baseball kick, it probably isn't. That's what I'd call it. And going again for the legs of Sasha Banks, trying to do as much damage as possible to that base. Sasha Banks very quick to get back to her feet there. Laura Kinney still needs to keep on top of this. Can't let this go. Nice move by Laura Kinney out of nowhere. Managing to take Sasha Banks down. That was a big move. And those nice clothesliners now to follow up. Hurricanrana as well. Sasha Banks is reeling. Laura Kinney has got some momentum that hopefully she can keep. But no, Sasha Banks knows better. Nice bulldog by Sasha Banks. Takes Laura Kinney down. And Sasha Banks seems to have something else in mind here. Laura Kinney very quick to stop her. But the follow-up by Sasha Banks. It's kind of a back and forth. Both women are fighting tooth and nail for this. We know Laura Kinney is here to impress the GMs. Sasha Banks, although no one to impress, trying to prove a point. Trying to prove that it was a fluke. And Crescent Scythe to Sasha Banks on the outside, out of nowhere. That is why I enjoy that move so much. It can just be done out of nowhere. And Sasha Banks reeling after that. Laura Kinney trying to do as much damage on the outside now as possible. A nice move again there. And I think Laura Kinney's going to aim for something high risk here. She's going to the top rope. I think she's got Sasha Banks in her sights. But Sasha Banks is being picked up. How is that fair? How are the GMs helping Sasha Banks? That doesn't seem to faze Laura Kinney though. She's straight back on Sasha Banks. Taking her down again. And back to the top. She's already risked this once and missed because of the GMs. And again, the GMs helping Sasha Banks up. How is this fair for Sasha Banks to be helped to her feet when Laura Kinney had her on the outside She had nothing to answer there, but yet she's helped. There's some favouritism going on here, I think, by the looks of things. But Laura Kinney cannot let that bother her. Sasha Banks, taking down Laura Kinney and now setting up the submission. Laura Kinney needs to fight through this. She is so close to actually having her dream come true. Managing to fight through. Power out, luckily. But Sasha Banks still means business. Big miss there by Laura Kinney. And Sasha Banks going for it here. Taking Laura Kinney down. Laura Kinney looks to be in trouble now. And it looks like we're going to see the submission by Sasha Banks. Laura Kinney needs to power through this. This is going to be tight. Will she survive? Will she kick out? Will she tap? Currently, I think she's just managed to power out of that. That was close. I really thought Laura Kinney was done for then. She showed a lot of resiliency there to keep going into this match. Nice drop kick out of nowhere as well there against Sasha Banks. I don't know where she pulled that out of the bag, but she somehow managed to survive. And now Laura Kinney seems ready to finish this off. She's in the corner. We know what's coming. It's going to be the Mirage feint by Laura Kinney. If this hits, this could be all over. It hits clean on the chin. Sasha Banks is down. It's 1. Come on, ref. It's 2. It's 3. And Sasha Banks has lost again to Laura Kinney. And Laura Kinney has proven how good she can be. Now, we have some choices. We'll have a quick chat with all the GMs, and then we'll have a quick chat before we finish.
Wow. I thought for sure Sasha wouldn't let you beat her again.
She didn't let me do anything.
Of course. You know what I mean. Listen, it takes a lot to impress me. And you've done it twice. You have to sign with Raw.
It's a big decision. Let me think about it.
Don't play games with me. If you want to sign, let me know. If not, your loss.
I must admit, that was a rather brilliant performance. With that being said, we would be absolutely delighted to have you join us in NXT.
This is a lot to take in. I just need a few minutes to think it over.
That's fine, but you don't have a lot of time. Weigh your options and get back to me.
That was a hell of a match. I have to admit, I didn't think you had it in you.
I guess you now know not to underestimate me.
I do. And if you're interested, we'd love to have you on SmackDown. What do you say?
Thanks. It's a big decision. I need to think it over.
I get that. But let me know before I leave today.
So having spoke to all the GMs, we kind of know where we want to go. Laura Kinney has unfinished business. I could tell you now, but that'd be a bit unfair, wouldn't it? We're going to keep it till next episode, when you'll see which brand we choose. If you are enjoying the series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. A like on the episodes does help as well. And we'll see you with more WWE 2K22 MyRise very soon.